Dandadan chapter 205 just dropped a literal bombshell on us last chapter, bro. What is going on? So we got Anenra, the smoke yokai. He pretty much tricked the gang, you know, Grandma, Jiji, Unji, Momo, all them. He pretty much tricked them that he was playing the priest, right? And he told them, hey, the weapon is over here. Let's go get the weapon, yada, yada. Brings them in, pretty much ransacks them and hits them with the surprise attack with a bunch of ninja, the ninjas that actually stole the weapon. He lured them into his pretty much lair and then attacks the gang, right? And then he traps Grandma Seiko, right? Auntie Seiko, into a room and pretty much just beats the brakes off her, cuz. Like, just straight beats the woman. He's just a straight woman beater, dog. Just domestic violence to a 10. Whoops Granny Seiko, which is crazy because it's like, so correct me if I'm wrong, like, why doesn't Granny Seiko use any psychic powers like Momo? You know what I mean? Like, we've only seen her, you know, go fisticuffs with yokai and shit. Like, she doesn't really go straight telekinesis, stuff like that. She kind of just goes straight fists, and it's hard. She's got like weapons and shit. Maybe it's because we know she sent Okarun a weapon, which we've yet to see, which I'm going to be making a video of soon when we get back to Okarun using that weapon. She sent him a weapon. Maybe she's just like a weapon-based, what are they called? Spirit mediums, right? Like, what if she's just like totally, like, just all weapons, you know? Because we haven't really seen her like specifically use a certain weapon that she uses to fight these things. She just really got hands, bro. Like, she's like the Rock Lee of the gang right now. Like, she knows so much about spirits and energies and stuff like that, but like, she hasn't really shown off any of that, to be honest. Like, just correct me if I'm wrong. I'm thinking off the top of my head right here. I don't really remember her recently or ever really using any kind of spirit medium energy weird stuff. You know what I mean? Kind of like Momo. Pretty much like Momo and Jiji. When Jiji's in his human form, he can use like that Kamehameha, that cork spinning energy, right? And so Jiji comes and saves the day, right? When it all looks like all is failed with Granny Seiko, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, well, maybe only another spirit can like hurt this guy, another yokai. I was wrong, because Evil Eye comes in, he takes over Jiji, and well, he's been taking over Jiji, so Evil Eye comes in, saves Granny, and even he can't hit the yokai. Everything he does, he's kicking through him, and then he's tanking all his shots, but he can't give off any offense. And, you know, this goes on for a couple scenes, couple pages, pretty much a whole chapter of their fight, of him not being able to hit him, and the yokai's just making fun of him. And Enra, he's pretty much just like, bro, you can't hit me. It's useless. You're never going to win this hand-to-hand combat fight. And so Jiji has an idea. He takes over his body back, right? And he goes, well, let me try this. Kamehameha's his ass, and actually it works. So now we know that the spiritual attack, so his spiritual energy and possibly Momo's spiritual energy will be able to hit and affect the yokai user, kind of like a devil fruit user in One Piece, like a Logia, right? So now it's a back and forth thing where Jiji can hit him with his, spirit, attack, but he can't do anything in the Evil Eye form. So when the Evil Eye comes out, he's pretty much using it as defense to tank the shots from the yokai. Because if Jiji just gets hit, it's gonna he's gonna end up like Grandma Seiko. He's just gonna get destroyed. So anytime he gets hit, he turns into Evil Eye and he's like taking the punches. But anytime he goes on offense, he misses, but then changes right back into Jiji and hits him with a spirit attack, right? Now, why 205 was a banger, and what bombshell did they drop? Jiji gets a new form. That is right. he is able to turn into this half spirit, half Jiji, like Okarun can turn into his spirit form with Turbo Granny, and how Unji can turn into his spirit form with Umbrella Boy. How it's kind of like a mix of both. Like they don't fully take over their bodies. They're still in control, but they're using the yokai's powers, right? Now, it seems like Jiji can finally do that because he is in this new form, and he goes, I found a way to beat you. And he's doing the Jiji gun fingers, but he looks like the evil eye, but he doesn't have the eye on his forehead anymore. It's just like this little circle. So it's kind of like giving the hint that Jiji just got his new power. He's now he has become one with the spirit. And to me, this is kind of like One Piece, where the not Logias, but the zone users go into their hybrid form, and that's their strongest form, right? So I do believe that Jiji is probably now the strongest, quote-unquote, yokai user, because it was Okarun with Turbo Granny, because he ended up defeating the evil eye. But now that Jiji can use both the evil eye and him, he could probably use his spiritual techniques and then the use of the evil eye, whatever that is, like his tankiness, his speed, his strength. So it really is interesting because I didn't know who was stronger, because Unji showed off pretty much the strongest attacks, like soul attacks, like pure strength attack, as a yokai user with his Umbrella Boy, especially when he was, maxed out with that one yokai that took over his body. But just simply with his one shot umbrellas, like he's like super strong with like just raw power with one hit. He can only do it twice before he can't use it anymore, but still, like just a one-hit wonder, he's like one of the strongest. But now I'm kind of wondering, is Jiji now the strongest yokai user? Not the strongest yokai, but the strongest yokai user, because from all that we know, from all the information that we have, he's top 3, right? Turbo Granny, Evil Eye, and now it's looking like this yokai, Smoke Yokai, is probably up there in the top 5 that we've seen so far. And maybe probably that teacher that's trying to steal everybody's powers and stuff. He's probably, one of the strongest. The guy that nobody fucking remembers. I can't even remember him. I can literally can't remember his name. If it's been revealed, the teacher, I forget his name. His yokai powers are working on me. But yeah, anyway, Chapter 205 was a banger. We're going to see what happens in Chapter 206. Tune in next week. We're going to be talking about it. We'll see if Jiji could defeat this guy. I mean, I see it probably won't conclude next chapter, but if Jiji could somehow figure out to hurt this guy, maybe him and Momo team up to beat him. But yeah, it's going to be fun. Can't wait. Tune in next time. Make sure you like, subscribe. Peace out, everybody.